Right, so I think my mic is still rolling. I hope my mic is still rolling. It feels kind of touristy to be standing next to a yellow board. Fortunately, this one doesn't say what the other one does. Bro welcomes you to the highest motorable pass in the world. Umlingla at 19,024 feet. No, that's the touristy one, so that's not in my frame. This one's in the frame. The higher the hill, stronger the will. Fuck yeah. It just got sweeter and sweeter, in the days that I kept going higher. And the funny part is that in the first part of going into the northern altitudes, when I first went up to Potse at 16,000 feet, I'd gone straight up from Leh. I had acclimatized to stage 1, which is Leh, and I went straight to stage 3 the same day. And my BP was 200 over 120. It had no symptoms whatsoever, but I'm very, very grateful to Dr. Santosh because I got there, met an old friend who was the officer commanding there. It just so happened that he was there. And Dr. Santosh just, it's been like 20 minutes since I've got there. Like, I had a cup of chai, my bags are being unloaded, it's night, FRP huts. And Dr. Santosh says, we just take your BP. So he puts a cuff on me. And he got this look on his face when he saw the reading. I said, Kitna hai, doc? Dr. Santosh is not even looking at me. I said, Kitna hai? So he looks at Colonel Gulati. He says, sir, BP is very high. It's 200 over 120. I don't know anything about BP, right? So I'm like, is that a lot? He's like, yeah, that's a lot. So that night they moved me down to a place called Sultan Chushku. These are names that I'll never forget because I got to see them and they aren't just dots on the map for me anymore. And I really hope that with the border roads have made and the fact that our troops hold these places, civilians will hopefully someday be able to go up there. In the meantime, I'm the only photographer who's ever gone up there in modern times. My grandfathers walked some part of the Silk Route. You basically go north along this Shok River. Shok is the last village. The Shok River is basically the river of death. And because people would die in large quantities in the time in the Silk Route, 2000 years of it was active. Those mountains have seen 2000 years of human trade and migrations across Central Asia, towards Europe and all of that. And now they're dead quiet because the trade route is closed. And I'm probably not the first civilian, but I'm the first photographer to go there with gear, to go shoot portraits. And I couldn't understand how beautiful it was. So I just threw myself headlong into it. Eventually I didn't have any altitude issues. I slowly acclimatized and, kept going higher and higher. And finally one day found myself at DBO, Daulat Beg Oldie. I mean, you might as well have sent me to Shangri-La, man, or brought heaven down on earth and put me in there for a while because that's what DBO means to me, to Manav Parhok. DBO is like that hidden gem that I dreamt of. And I stood there, picked up a few rocks, 3 pebbles, one for my home, one for my office table, and one for you, Saira. Saira, these mountains have inspired me. I've always spoken to you about them. If you know me and if you remember all the conversations we've had since you were just a little puglet, well, these are the mountains that Daddy gets a little crazy about, baby. The more you test yourself against them, the more they make you realize what your thresholds really are. And you have to respect them. It took me nearly 20 days of constant going up, coming down, 18,000 feet, shooting again and again. And here I am, 19,000 feet, not short of breath. I can't believe it. I mean, it doesn't mean that I'm, the most epic human being in the world, because there are people that actually built this. So there are people that worked here. But to be here, to see what I am around, baby, make sure you come and see this many times in your life. Make sure you do. This is on Earth, on planet Earth, this is probably the closest that I can be to heaven, to just reach out and touch it. Just like that. Or maybe give myself another 1.5 feet. How about that? 19,025 feet. Right? Reach up. That's heaven right up there. The closest we can ever be until, Judgment Day, and we actually end up getting sent up there. Oh. This was supposed to be a little journey that I started by getting on a motorcycle and thinking I'll just traverse Ladakh from west to east and come to Imlingla and go back. Well, took a little longer than expected, with many unexpected and beautiful turns in the story along the way. Still made it. Going down the other side of Demchok, biryani for lunch, and then I'm going to start my journey back into civilization. Still the same man, still changed but still new. I don't know, just I'm going to drive the people that want to listen to my stories up the wall, because I want to inspire people to know that these are places that belong to us and we need to come here. Put your passport away. Guys, just do it. अपना मुल्क तो देख लो यार. देख लो. This is our land. It belongs to us. And it's not just that. We belong to it. I feel beautiful as a human being. I feel beautiful knowing that not only does all of this belong to me, but I belong to it. I belong to this. I'm part of this. Touched, blessed. The sun's shining down on me. I have lots of gratitude in my heart. I have smiled like an idiot a lot in the last few days. And as the sun dips behind the clouds, I'm going to head out and go back. Maybe this is the first time that I'll be at 19,000 feet. Maybe it's the last time. But it's special. It's just special. Jai Hind. Vande Mataram. Bharat Mata ki Jai.